What is up, guys? I'm John White for the first of our series. Basically, the beginner's guide for Photoshop is going to be the first portion, and we're going to work our way up to some expert tutorials and a lot more in depth. So, if you're a beginner, now's a nice time to start watching. And we're just going to start right now, exploring Photoshop and messing around with the text tool. Alright, so on our left side is basically our tools panel. In our tools panel, we got our selection tool and our move tool, which you can get to with the quick key of V, and then we got our selection tool. We've got a rectangle marquee and elliptical. So if you hold your left click down and you just move over a little, you can explore some more tools. Basically, any of these ones that have little arrows at the bottom corners of them, you can do that too. Here's our lasso and some polygon lasso, which allows us to just click, and then whenever we click to the end, it'll make a selection. And we have our magic wand, which kind of picks the one color you click on and it'll select everything in the picture of that color. And we got our crop tool. To crop, just grab it, hold down left click, and move anywhere you want in this box that you want cropped. Make that selection, and this will happen. Once you see that, double click, and now it's cropped. Now we also have our color picker tool, not the color pickle. It lets us pick any color on the page. Of course, we only have white right now, so it's going to click white. Okay. So we got those. Then there's a lot more that we're going to get more into, like our pen tool, our type tool, which we're going to do today. Another selection, and we've got our rectangle tool. So we're just going to click on our move tool, or you can click B. And we're going to explore over here really quick. So my setup over here, I got my colors, swatches, and styles up here on the right. Under that I have my layers, my channels, and my paths, and then I have my adjustments by themselves right here. If you would like to get to these and they're not there, click window, and you can just find which ones I'm talking about. See, if I unclick adjustments, it's going to go away, but if I click it again, it'll pop up. Sometimes it might pop up over here, but that's okay. You can just left click it and drag it into where you want it. Oh, there we go. There we go. To the left of all these, I have some more smaller boxes. They're not taking up too much space because I don't want too much clutter. I got my brushes, and I've also got my text set up for my character and paragraph, so I can change my fonts a little quicker and mess around with some of those settings. And then under that, I have my masks, and then under that, I have my tool presets and 3D. All right, so let's get into this. Let's make something with just text. We'll learn the basics of the text tool, and then we'll call it a day for this tutorial. Alright, so we're going to go over our layers. This is the first thing you should do every time, and the background layer is always locked, and you don't really want that, so what you're going to do is right click on it, and click duplicate layer, and then click OK, or you can click Control Shift and N at the same time, and then click OK. That will make a new layer. Control J duplicates the layer that you have selected, so you can also do that. So duplicate that, and we're just going to go on our locked background layer, and we're just going to delete it. The delete key, or you can right click and delete. Alright, so we got that now, and what we're going to do is grab our text tool right here, and we're just going to click in the middle of the screen, and we're just going to type something out. Just do tutorial. I have a pretty big font set up, but that's okay. I'll have to teach you guys how to mess with that. So here we go. I moved it with my move tool with V. That's how you can move it around. You have to be in that to be able to kind of decide where you want to set it. And then you got to go back to your text tool to go do everything else. So to change everything up, you want to make sure it's highlighted. So I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to open up my characters tab that I have on my right, and I'm going to change maybe like the size. We'll go down to about 72. That's about as high as it'll go. I don't really know why they did this, but they did. Oops, this is the wrong setting. But if you would like to keep going past that, you can actually highlight this, and you can go up with your scroll on your mouse. If you hold shift while doing that, it'll go up a lot quicker. So we'll just leave it about 244. Now, as I was saying with selecting, you have to have it selected to change the size, because if I just select the middle, it's not going to change the font or the height for everything. It's just going to change right there. So as you can see, that goes for just about any settings you change. If I change like the spacing, it's only going to do it right there. Speaking of spacing, this little part that says AV and has the arrows to the side, if I move this around, it's going to change how far apart each letter is. So we'll leave it that one just for like 440. And then this part that says auto right here, this deals with if I have something on the bottom row and then I select all this. If I change this, it's going to change the spacing between the two rows, and I can adjust that myself just like any of the other adjustments. So that's that. I'm going to change the spacing for everything. Now I got this mess of text, and say we want maybe the bottom one just to be different, we'll highlight all that. We can click over here, or we can click up there, and we can just choose a different text. So there, now we got two texts going on. You can also change what type of text you want. Regular, we got italic, bold, italic, bold, whatever works for you, and that's pretty much the basics of text. If you would like to change where you want everything sitting, you can go to paragraph. You can maybe center line it all so it's all perfectly aligned together up the center, which is pretty helpful if you have a lot on the bottom row. No matter what, the top row will always be centered for you, so it helps out. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, we can change the colors. Right now I'm going to change up the size. We're trying to match everything, and width right now. Can't get to that E. There we go. And we'll just drop the size a little. And to make it look a little better, change the height, bring this a little closer. Alright, and let's fix all this. And here's a little example of me just messing around with stuff. There we go. So let's change the color or something. Let's make the top one, we'll make it maybe gray. So we can do that right here with color. You can change that to gray. And there we go. And maybe we'll make the bottom one something a little skinnier font, so it'll match up like Century Gothic. There we go. And we won't make it bold, we'll make it regular. So that's working. And maybe we'll change the color of this, make it dark red or something. So there we go. Now we got this little effect going on. Alright, so you've learned to change the colors, change the font. We've learned how to change the spacings up and down, and horizontally. And what else have we learned to do today? We messed with the size. We learned how to kind of change whether it's italic and bold. There's also stuff we can do like subscripts, all this. So we'll make it italic right away, and if we click this, no matter what, anything we type will all be in caps. This one, it kind of makes the caps match up to like as if it were lowercase. It's pretty cool. It helps keep everything a little smaller. This is our superscript. It puts it on top like if there was a number, like a book page. And then we got our subscript. So if I did this, this would be great if you were doing kind of like just anything normal. Kind of just like water or something, you know what I'm saying? H2O. This will underline it right here, and then we got our strike through. So, all different stuff you can mess with. I do suggest going a little more in depth on your own and learning a little bit about the program that I didn't talk about. So, do another tutorial soon. Until then, enjoy.